Hello and welcome back to art. In this lesson, we are going to create a self-portrait as an African king or a queen. We will explore some images of historical figures who were kings and queens on the continent of Africa. We're going to look at the different types of headdresses and scepters that they wore. We're going to look at portraits and self-portraits. And finally, we will create a self-portrait of our own as an African king or queen, and we will draw a headdress and scepter of our choice to include in our self-portrait. I hope you enjoy this learning activity. Have fun.
My name's Culture Queen, and I'm on the scene to remind you that you're royalty. There's kings and queens in your family tree, and even more found in your history. Wanna be a royal citizen? The time is now. Join me on this joyous journey, and I'll show you how. Studying my history, who do I see? Kings and queens inspiring me. Kingdom, culture kingdom, time to have fun. Hi, I'm Culture Queen. Today's journey takes us to Egypt, a country on the continent of Africa. My favorite royal ruler from ancient Egypt is King Hatshepsut. Her name means foremost of noble women. I am Hatshepsut, foremost of noble queens of Egypt's 18th dynasty. Pharaoh was a title reserved for kings, but I thought it was time to change things. Back then, a woman's power was limited, and I wanted as much power as I could get. So I wore the royal beard and headdress like a man and announced there was a change of plans. I said, hear ye, bow down to me. I am Hatshepsut, the most powerful king. For over 20 years, I ruled my kingdom with great pride. The longest reigning female to help Egypt thrive. On the walls of the monuments, I wrote my history, so generations would know I like the me I see. I can do that, but you can do more. I'm just the queen who opened the door, but you got to know your history. You come from a line of African kings.
Let's review the vocabulary for this lesson. We're going to look at portraits and self-portraits. And we will look at headdress and scepter. In this image, we see the artist Romare Bearden with his portrait of a man and a child. A portrait is a picture of someone else. This is Faith Ringgold. She has a picture of herself. That is a self-portrait. Next, we have two examples of a headdress. A headdress is any ornament or hat or crown worn on the head. Finally, we have a scepter. A scepter is a staff or a cane that was a symbol of royalty and nobility. As you look at the 16 different artworks of African kings and queens, notice the different types of scepters and headdress that they wore. Later, you will include one of each of these in your original artwork.
This is how I want you to draw a self-portrait every time you draw a face. What you have to learn is how the face is proportioned. So what you do first is draw your oval. Your oval is cut in half, like that way. Cut in half one more time. Notice how lightly I'm pressing so I can erase. Cut in half one more time there. Cut in half one more time there. Cut in half one more time there. And cut in half one more time here. So when you look at it, it looks like 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. Now I know exactly where everything goes. You should always start with your nose because you can look at the size of your head and figure out about how big your nose would be. Notice I'm pressing very lightly with my pencil and I'm going to draw a circle because the basic shape of your nose on the tip is a circle. I'm also going to draw the same size circles for my eyes. Same, same, same. If you start off with this every single time, then you will have a face that is correctly proportioned. Now, I can get rid of some of these pencil lines. These pencil lines are unnecessary, but I needed them to guide me. So once I start getting rid of the pencil lines, I'm always going to use a fat eraser because the end of my pencil eraser will probably just rip my paper. I have this good face, so I'm going to use this circle that I started with and turn it into my iris. My iris is the colored part of my eye, and it actually closes, the eyelid closes over top of the iris. So when you draw it, you should be cutting off some of that original circle that you drew. You could erase a little bit of it, erase a little bit of it, and then you can add an eyelid, a pupil, and you have a good eye. Same thing on this side. Now what you need to know about eyes is that your eyes are not only the same size as each other, but they're also the same size as the nose and the same size as the space between. So when I measure my eyes, let me finish drawing these so that they look correct. When I measure my eye from here to here, I'm measuring with my pencil, it's the same as the other eye. This one's a teeny bit shorter, so let's fix that. Same, same, and the same as the space in between. That's really important, same, same, same. Also, your nose is going to be the same size. So you can take that circle that you drew at first, and you can draw the little tip of your nose, erase all this round stuff because it's really not necessary. Turn the edges of this little U that you drew into teeny little nostrils, and then wrap a little nostril around it. And now you have a nose that is in the right place. It's the same size as your eye and the space between it. If you feel on your face like this, you can feel that the arch of your nose actually goes right up to your eyebrows. And then you can see where to draw the eyebrows. I would draw eyebrows the way the hair grows because that's how it will look more realistic. So there's my eyebrows. And here's my other eyebrow. Obviously, our eyebrows aren't perfect, and all of our eyes aren't perfect either. Sometimes they're different shapes. Sometimes they're cockeyed. A lot of our faces are cockeyed. Oh, well, it is what it is. Just do the best you can. We're not supermodels. So, that looks good. I erased those lines because I didn't really like them. Your mouth actually goes to about the middle of your pupils. The first line you should draw is the middle line where your lips touch. So there I made myself smiling. And I'm going to add a bottom lip. And then I'm going to add a top lip. And now I have a face. I got rid of all my lines that I drew because I pressed really lightly so no one could even see them. And I am going to come in and start pressing the parts a little darker. my chin is kind of square, so I'm going to change it a little bit to a little bit of a square chin. My ears are about right here. And my hair kind of comes down like this. It's a little bigger than my head, obviously. And it definitely comes around the side. Oops, I forgot my neck. My neck is almost as wide as my jaw. Our necks are not popsicle sticks. So once I draw my hair, today I have straight hair. Sometimes it's curly, but today I wore it straight. That is a good self-portrait. You can do it. Start with this. If you start with this every single time, you will be able to draw a good self-portrait as well. Good luck. Press lightly with your pencil.